Every so often, something comes into the shop that just stops you in your tracks. It's not always shiny, and it's not always big. Sometimes it's a small piece of metal, like a coin. But this isn't just any coin. We're talking about the 1907 British India 1 rupee coin. You might think it's just an old coin, but let me tell you, this little piece of silver is a big deal. It's a snapshot of history, a story of an empire, and honestly, a super rare find. For collectors, getting your hands on one of these is like finding the Holy Grail. It represents a unique moment in time, and its scarcity makes it a true treasure. To really get why this coin is so special, you have to picture India back in 1907. This was the peak of the British Raj. The British Empire ruled over the entire Indian subcontinent, a massive territory filled with hundreds of millions of people. King Edward VII was the Emperor of India, even though he was sitting on a throne thousands of miles away in London. This was a time of great change and tension. Industries were growing, railways were connecting the vast country. But there was also a rising feeling of Indian nationalism. People were starting to dream of independence. Every coin minted during this era wasn't just money. It was a symbol of British power. So, why was this specific coin even made? Well, an empire needs money to run, and the British administration in India needed a standardized currency for trade, taxes, and paying soldiers. The 1 rupee coin was the backbone of this system. It was used in every market, every village, and every city across the subcontinent. The mints in Calcutta and Bombay were working overtime, stamping out millions of coins, but the 1907 coin had something different about it. It was part of a series, sure, but certain varieties from that year are incredibly rare due to lower minting numbers or specific mint marks that are hard to find today. Think about the journey this one little coin has been on. It was minted in a bustling, hot facility over a century ago. It was then put into circulation, passing through the hands of countless people. A farmer might have used it to buy seeds. A British soldier might have gotten it as part of his pay, or a merchant could have used it to trade for spices. Each person who touched it left a tiny invisible mark on its story. That's what makes old coins so cool. They aren't just objects, they are witnesses to history, silent storytellers that have traveled through time to end up, if you're lucky, in your hands. Let's take a closer look at this piece. When you hold a 1907 1 rupee coin, the first thing you notice is the design. On one side, you've got the portrait of King Edward VII. He looks very regal, very powerful. This was intentional. The British wanted everyone who used this coin to remember who was in charge. The inscription around his head, Edward VII, King and Emperor, leaves no doubt. This was a powerful piece of propaganda you could carry in your pocket. The detail on these older coins is just fantastic, from the hairs in his beard to the stern look in his eye. It was made to impress and to last. Flip the coin over and you see a different story. The reverse side has a beautiful and intricate floral design. It's a wreath made of roses, thistles and shamrocks, representing England, Scotland and Ireland. But in the center you have the value, 1 rupee, and the word India along with the year 1907. This side feels less about the emperor and more about the place it was made for. The craftsmanship is top-notch. These weren't just stamped out carelessly. Each design element was carefully engraved into the dies, which were then used to strike the coins with immense pressure, creating a sharp and detailed image on the silver planchet. The coin itself is made of 0.917 silver. That means it's 91.7% pure silver, which gave it real, tangible value back in the day. This wasn't just a token. Its worth was tied to the price of silver. The minting process was a massive industrial operation. Huge machines, often imported from Britain, would punch out blank discs of silver called planchets. These were then heated and struck between the two dies with tons of force. The quality control was strict, but with millions of coins being made, small errors and variations were inevitable. And for collectors, those little mistakes are what can make a common coin a rare variety. What really gets collectors excited about the 1907 issue are the subtle differences. Some coins were minted in Calcutta, while others were made in Bombay. They often have tiny mint marks, like a small dot or a letter, to show where they were made. Sometimes a die would crack or be re-engraved, creating a unique variety that was only in circulation for a short time. Finding one of these rare varieties of the 1907 rupee is the ultimate prize. It's like a treasure hunt where the map is written in tiny details that most people would never even notice. It's a game of knowledge, patience, and a little bit of luck. I see collectors walk into my shop every day, and they all have that one item they're looking for, the white whale. For many numismatists, especially those who specialize in coins of the British Empire, the 1907 rupee is that whale. I've heard stories of people spending years, even decades, searching for a high-grade example of a rare variety. They'll scour coin shows, online auctions, and dusty old collections passed down through families. One guy told me he went through thousands of old British India rupees, looking at each one with a magnifying glass, hoping to find that one specific die crack that marks the rare 1907 version. The thrill is in the hunt. It's about connecting with the past. When a collector finally finds this coin, it's a huge moment. It's not just about owning a rare object. It's about holding a piece of history that has survived wars, empires falling, and the passage of over 100 years. I once met a collector from Texas, of all places, who was obsessed with these coins. He had no direct connection to India, but he was fascinated by the story of the British Raj. For him, collecting these coins was his way of studying and touching that history. That's the power of these items. They cross borders and fascinate people everywhere. Famous auctions are where you really see the passion for this coin ignite. When a rare 1907 1 rupee in pristine condition comes up for sale, the bidding can get intense. Collectors from all over the world, from London to Mumbai to New York, will compete for it. I've seen these coins sell for thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands, depending on their condition and rarity. One famous auction featured a coin that was part of a collection owned by a former British official who had lived in India. The story behind the coin, its provenance, made it even more valuable. You're not just buying the coin, you're buying its entire history. The value of this coin has seen a steady climb over the decades. What might have been found in a grandparent's junk drawer 50 years ago is now a serious investment. As more people learn about its rarity and historical importance, the demand goes up. And since they aren't making any more of them, the supply is fixed. That's basic economics, my friend. This increasing value has also brought in a new generation of collectors who see the 1907 rupee not just as a hobby, but as a tangible asset. It's a beautiful piece of art, a fascinating piece of history, and a solid store of value. You can't say that about a lot of things. So why does a coin from British India capture the imagination of a collector in, say, America? It's because a great story is a great story, no matter where you are. The 1907 rupee is more than just Indian history or British history. It's world history. It represents the age of colonialism, a time when a handful of European powers controlled vast portions of the globe. For an American collector, it's a window into a different kind of empire building, one that is fascinating to compare with America's own story. The coin is a physical artifact from a world that is long gone, and that makes it universally appealing. The legacy of this coin is its ability to endure. Think of everything that has happened since 1907. We've had 2 world wars, the invention of the internet, and the end of the very empire that created it. India won its independence in 1947, and the rupee coins of the British Raj were eventually replaced. But this little silver disc survived. It was saved in a jar, tucked away in a drawer, or passed down from one generation to the next. Its survival is a matter of chance, and that makes each one that exists today a small miracle. It's a testament to the human instinct to save things we find beautiful or important. This coin stands out from others because it perfectly balances art, history, and rarity. Some coins are rare but not very attractive, others are beautiful but common. The 1907 1 rupee, especially in its rare varieties, has it all. It has the powerful portrait of a king, the elegant design of a nation's flora, the intrinsic value of silver, and the thrilling scarcity that collectors crave. It tells a complex story of power, art, and economics from a pivotal time in history. It's an object that starts conversations and inspires people to learn more about the past, which is what the best historical artifacts do. In the end, the 1907 British India 1 rupee is an unforgettable piece of numismatic history. It's a tangible link to the days of the British Empire, a memento of King Edward VII's reign over a distant land. For collectors, it represents the ultimate find, a challenge that rewards patience and a keen eye. It's a reminder that sometimes the most incredible stories and the biggest values can come in the smallest packages. You never know what's going to come through that door, but if a 1907 1 rupee does, you know you're looking at something special. It's more than money, it's a legacy cast in silver.